Morning and welcome to the Forex Market Wrap, brought to you by Pepperstone. It's Tuesday the 22nd of August 2017 and I'm Darren Sinden. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. Another quiet day across many of the world's foreign exchanges. The main move yesterday was euro dollar. The euro gaining ground again, adding 0.5% against the US dollar on the day, erasing last week's weekly losses and bringing its gains to the year to 12.3% against the dollar. Everywhere else is pretty quiet, as you can see. If we move on to look at the chart here, I've drawn a simple chart of euro dollar since March. I just want to flag this area here. You can see yesterday's candle here in green. We're breaking above a downtrend line that has existed since the beginning of August. The high from the top of that trend was 119.10. That's an area that I would keep a close eye on after yesterday's moves. Okay, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the market. A busier calendar today, but still no high impact data, though we have got a few bits to keep an eye on. First of all, Swiss trade balance data coming out at 6 o'clock GMT, 7 o'clock London time. Then we have German ZEW current situation and economic forecast data for August, followed by Eurozone wide, I should say, ZEW survey data on economic sentiment as well. That's all coming out at 9 o'clock GMT. Moving into the afternoon, we have Canadian retail sales at 12:30 GMT. Obviously, central bank watchers wondering what the next move from the Bank of Canada will be, and this will feed into their thoughts. And then at 12:55 and 1300, we have some further data from the US, Red Book and house price index data. That's not so important, but what does matter probably more is at 1400, the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index for August is out. That's another one of these regional Fed surveys. And then to finish the evening off at 2030, the API weekly crude oil stocks data. That precedes, of course, the official figures, which will be out tomorrow, it being a Wednesday. Okay, let's move on to breaking news and comment that's caught my eye. It is a very quiet week ahead of the Jackson Hole gathering, but as we consider that central bankers are heading to Wyoming, USA, for the Jackson Hole gathering, a former UK Treasury official has stirred up some controversy by describing QE as financial heroin. To be honest, I think he's probably right, but it's unusual to hear an official come out with such emotive language. Staying with central banks, the Thai central bank has moved to limit further gains in the Baht. It's up around 7.8% against the dollar this year already, and has targeted what it calls foreign traders. The Bank of Thailand says it will consider introducing additional measures to limit the gains in the Baht if it continues to rally. Staying in Asia, gold has fallen by around $3 in Asian trade, whilst US crude oil has eased slightly once more. And Asian equities have traded broadly better, led by the Hang Seng up by almost 1% when I last looked, though the Nikkei remains in the red. Okay, let's have food for thought, something for you to take away with you into the trading day. Has globalisation peaked? Well, a new report from Mckinsey suggested it has. The consultants have shown that cross-border capital flows have fallen significantly since their 2007 peaks, and you can see that here on the chart on the right. But they also find that the global financial system is more resilient at the moment than it was back in 2007, and as that's resulted in capital staying put for longer. So something to take away with you and think about. Before you go, please take a moment to look at the risk warning. Trading CFDs and Forex on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks, please contact your Pepperstone account executive.